Today I'm gonna share with you guys a very interesting NBA story lately that I fell in love with, and also the impact of an interesting trade. So to tell the story properly, it originated from last year's trade deadline when Minnesota decided to trade Thaddeus Young over to the Brooklyn Nets for the aging Kevin Garnett. When this trade took place, a lot of people were kind of scratching their heads. I mean, Thaddeus Young is young and he's got a lot of productive years left. So you're trading a young guy for OKG. So what's the point? Well, Flip Saunders, the Minnesota GM, have a goal in mind. He wanted to trade Kevin Garnett back to the Wolves so he can use his knowledge and his leadership and his veteran presence to teach all of the young Timberwolves players all of the things he knows to help them grow faster. Now, we all know when KG was stuck in Brooklyn, he was in a pretty bad situation. He was winning, yes, but he wasn't really losing, but at the same time he was, so he was stuck in like purgatory. But when he's back in Minnesota, he's got a clear goal and a clear role. He became all of the young guys' mentor, and with a great player like KG, if you give him a role, he is gonna do as best he can. So that brings us to the funny part of the story. Pekovic, a scary looking man who looks like the Street Fighter Russian guy, no one has ever dared to say anything to him in the NBA. And because of that, Pekovic has pretty much developed into a solid offensive player that has absolutely no defense. Him and Kevin Love back in the day was one of the worst big man defensive combos ever. And at the same time, he never really improved. And the story goes, Kevin Garnett in his first practice with the Timberwolves, after he was traded back, they were doing a defensive drill and Pekovic was being kind of lazy. So Kevin Garnett just mother beeped Pekovic from like sideline to sideline. And to nobody's surprise, Pekovic put his head down and he ran as hard as he could. Because when a Hall of Famer and 20-time All-Star with a championship ring tells you mother F you and tells you to run on defense, on the drill, you run. So the story is funny, yes. But at the same time, this goes to show that this is a very interesting NBA trade that has never really happened in history before. Minnesota Timberwolves gave up a young player for an old guy who is not going to have any kind of production similar to Thaddeus Young. Yet, this actually ended up speeding up the Timberwolves young core's, growing process. This is going to actually help most of the players become better faster, even though Minnesota got the worst player in the deal. So that's why I love the NBA, Sometimes it's not about points, rebound, assists, and stats. There's other stuff involved. There's like these intangibles. If you bring in a great guy like Kevin Garnett, he is going to make the other players on your team better. And by doing so, the sum of the parts is bigger than the whole. So you might not be getting the best player out of the deal, but it helps you the team the most. So that's why I love this trade. This is actually one of my favorite trades in NBA history. I mean, it's not lopsided, it's not a steal, but just the essence of it is so beautiful. Like, you bring in a good guy and it makes your team better. It doesn't necessarily have to be the best player. So I love this trade. Hopefully it pays off for the Timberwolves. I am very excited to see Garnett and how he's going to help Wiggins and Karl Anthony's Town grow in the next 2 years. I think Garnett signed a new contract for 2 more years. So I'm loving this. Let me hear you in the comment section. Let me know how you feel. And if you like the trade, or if you find this trade as interesting as I do, I hope to hear from you guys. And yeah, there'll be more 2K videos coming up. I'm just taking a break. It's kind of like off season for me. I mean, 2K's coming out in September, so Sam Fam needs a break too. So if you guys want more NBA stories, let me know. I actually love doing these, so let me hear you. And yeah, thanks for listening. I will see all of you next time.